I'm Carissa Montooth, love coach and energy healer, and you are dazzling and delightful, enchanting and enthralling, lovely and oh so lovable. But sometimes we forget that, right? We forget how amazing we are. We forget how to treat ourselves like the amazing beings that we are. So what is the solution for that? The solution is little bite-sized chunks of self-love suggestions to help us keep our energy centered and magnetic to love, because as we know, self-love is the key to attracting romantic love because it makes us an energetic match to love. So today we're going to take a look at how to practice self-love by focusing on what you can still do right now to attract love into your life. First, we want to remember that in this insanely chaotic, emotionally, this time of emotional upheaval and stress and all these things that are going on for us right now, these are crazy times, and it is okay not to be okay. So please be sensitive to that, because that is part of self-love. It is an act of self-love to cry if you need to cry and not have to hold that in, to sleep, to drink water, also to eat food that's good for us, to get some fresh air and get outside when we can, get close to nature, and to reach out to connect to friends and family and people who can be supportive of us during this time. And to read good stuff, fill our minds full of not only the things that maybe help us in terms of like our personal development, because a lot of people I know are going really hard on the personal development thing, but just so that you understand, there is no trophy for like the person who did the whole, personal development quarantine, challenge 100% or something like that. There's no trophy for like you got through this whole thing and you never cried or broke down one time. It's not about that. So please be really gentle with yourself and give yourself whatever you need to be able to get through this time intact and okay. But if you do want to read, it's great to be able to fill our minds with things that are inspiring and things that are encouraging, and to maybe not spend so much time on the headlines, and seek out things that make us feel joyful and encouraged and that are also true. So what can we do about love right now to help us attract love? Well, we can get really curious about what our love patterns are. Are you always being cheated on? Is that something that happens to you every relationship, like relationship after relationship after relationship? Are you always attracted to people who aren't attracted to you? Are you someone who loses interest in nice guys, or is not interested in nice guys at all? What you want to do about that is try to understand why that's happening, right? Because anytime that our behavior doesn't match what we say we want, so we say we want a nice partner, a partner who is dependable and who is trustworthy and who is honest with us and who has integrity, but then we get into a relationship with that partner and we're bored out of our minds, right? We want to figure out why that is happening. What is the dissonance there? If we say that that's what we want, but then once we get that, we're bored. Why does that happen? If we say we don't want to be cheated on, but over and over again we keep picking partners who cheat on us, why is that happening? If we say we want a partner who chooses us and is as interested in us as we are in them, why do we keep investing emotionally in people who aren't as attracted to us as we are to them? So what we can do about that is we can journal about that, and we can get just very gently curious about the earliest time we remember experiencing that. And what might come to mind immediately is the first time you experienced that in a romantic relationship as an adult. But if you go a little bit further back, you may find that that was a pattern that actually came up in your family of origin, or that it's a pattern that came up in your relationships, either your friendships as a child. If you are constantly being cheated on now as an adult in relationships, did you have an experience of betrayal with a parent, or maybe even over and over again, where there was a parent who betrayed you, who you couldn't really count on? If you're always attracted to people who aren't attracted to you, did you have a situation that came up a lot with a parent where they were very, very difficult to please, and you had to work very, very hard to get their praise and attention and approval? And could that be something that you've carried forward with you now? So understand that being aware of the pattern is great, because actually being aware of the pattern, admitting it to yourself and letting that sink in, not just glossing over it, but really letting that sink in and saying, wow, this is really an issue for me, and I am ready to clear this thing out. That kind of self-awareness and responsibility is the beginning of healing, and it sets off this energetic chain reaction where it's actually the beginning of a manifesting process where you put out this energy that then allows the universe to show up in support of you. And what that looks like is a friend might recommend a course to you, or you might notice a book that you already bought a long time ago that you never actually got around to reading, and as you go through this book, maybe it's got this game-changing tool, healing tool in it for you that really helps you experience a deep transformation. So let me know in the comments what happens for you as you use this process, because you'll find it so amazing that just being aware of it, admitting it out loud, and making a declarative statement to the universe where you say, I am ready to change this pattern now for good. It sets this energetic chain reaction in motion. And I'm so excited and so curious to hear from you about how you notice that in your life, the different ways that the universe shows up to encourage and support you. So remember, this is no time for us to be putting our faith into fear. This is time for us to put our energy and our thoughts and efforts and intention into creating a great life for ourselves, and to remembering that there are still things that we have control over. The world will calm down again one day, and we really want to keep in mind that love is still out there for us, and that we want to do the things that help us to be a match to it, so that once it's safe for us all to connect again, it will be easy to attract that kind of love into your life, and it will be there waiting for you. Remember that self-love is the best love. Love you first, love you best, and all other kinds of love will flow to you. And I'll see you soon. Take care.